The Mowglis, are an American alternative rock band from Southern California. They are named after a former band member's dog Mowgli, itself named after the character from Rudyard Kipling's novel The Jungle Book. 4 of the members are from the Calabasas area of northern Los Angeles County. Singer-guitarist Colin Dieden is from Kansas City, guitarist-singer Josh Hogan is from Oklahoma City, and guitarist Spencer Trent is from Nashville. Their song San Francisco reached number 13 on Billboard's alternative chart in 2013. Background Formation D. Panny, Vinch, Applebaum, Trent and Warren all attended Calabasas High School together, and Elle was a friend from elementary and middle school. In late 2009 Vinch and Dieden met at a party. One of their earliest songs was The Great Divide, which combined elements of songs that both were working on. Shortly after, the two went on an impromptu trip to San Francisco one night, writing the band's first single in an alleyway and cheap motel. Over the next couple of months, they recruited the other members. At one point, the band swelled to 10 members. Hogan was a member of the LA group Pan America and sat in with the band one night, joining thereafter. Mission The self-proclaimed spirit and mission of the Mowglis is to spread love and kindness to others. The band created the BA Mowgli website to encourage fans to do good deeds and be kind to those around them. Later, an Instagram account was also created to further this effort. The Mowglis have also supported various local and national charities including, ShareWriterWater.org, an effort to share clean water worldwide, ReLaughForLife.org, an effort to aid in cancer treatment, Awesome.org, the promoters of world kindness, Happy Bottoms, a Kansas City diaper providing service, NoMore.org, an organization dedicated to preventing domestic abuse. Members Dave Applebaum keyboards and vocals, Colin Dieden vocals, guitar, percussion, Katie Jane Earle vocals and percussion, Josh Hogan guitar and vocals, Matthew D. Panny bass guitar and vocals, Spencer Trent percussion, guitar, melodica, and vocals, Andy Warren drums, percussion, and vocals. Past members, Michael Vinch guitar and vocals, Pete Mallinger guitar and vocals, Matt Carriere, guitar. Music career 2010, beginning The band released their first recordings in March 2010 for free download through thecollective.com and Bandcamp. Of that batch were the demos for San Francisco, The Great Divide, Time, I've Been Around, and Waiting for the Dawn. These demos were recorded in a Woodland Hills garage studio known as the Victory House. Through 2010 they headlined an array of mini-festival event concerts called Manifestivals, where all of the bands, artists and friends of the collective would join forces and perform together. Bands would rock back-to-back on 2 stages with some of the Mowglis performing in as many as all of the groups on the often up to 8-act lineups. The nights would usually culminate in one massive Mowglis performance where it was likely that most of the collective and the audience would all join together on stage to sing. In the summer of 2010 most of the band rented a house in Venice Beach, CA. They spent those months performing hundreds of shows in the area, sometimes as many as 5 gigs in a day and night, anywhere from cafes to the Venice Boardwalk to art galleries, venues, bars, underground warehouse gatherings, backyards, offices, house parties, hair salons, clothing stores, farmers markets, airplane hangars, etc. 2011-2012, Sound the Drum The Mowglis spent the better part of 2011 migrating from Venice and gigging throughout the Southwest while recording what would later become their debut LP Sound the Drum. Most of the recording was done in former member and producer Christian James Hand's Hollywood studio, Mid-Bronx Recording. Vocals were also recorded at St. Genevieve's Church in Panorama City and Swing House Studios. Colin Dieden, a fan of Brooklyn singer-songwriter Kevin Devine, approached Devine's management, who began representing the band. That summer the band launched a Kickstarter campaign, informing fans that they had been kidnapped by a record-producing kangaroo who was known simply as Kevin. Kevin held the Mowglis and their LP hostage until their campaign goal was met and his ransom could be paid. In October 2011 the band participated in the Occupy movement, performing a number of concerts at the Los Angeles City Hall encampment and raising awareness through social media. They had crowds of activists chanting "Love's Not Dead" and "We Are Free If We Wake Up," and performed with John Densmore, NOFX, Tom Morello, Danny Glover, the Makepeace Brothers, the Luminaries, Parker Ainsworth, Matthew Skilcrit, Eduardo Manila, Peter Joseph and Marianne Williamson. On May 1, 2012, they independently released their debut LP Sound the Drum. The single San Francisco was sent to college radio, where it peaked only at number 91 on the CMJ charts. Steven Spool of Pop Matters gave the album 7 out of 10, calling their music a delightful blend of summer coastal power pop and hints of folk rock, but commenting that the album started to slow down at the end, and that the band's music might benefit from shorter releases. The record came to the attention of Mike Marquis at Paradigm, who began booking the band almost immediately, sight unseen. On October 5, 2012, the Mowglis signed to Photo Finish Records, a joint venture with Island Def Jam. Culling 5 songs from Sound the Drum, Photo Finish released the extended play Love's Not Dead in October 2012, with iTunes making the song San Francisco the single of the week. The record was released in the week when the single San Francisco was chosen as iTunes Single of the Week. It also coincided with the week of Hurricane Sandy. The band performed the song on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno on November 17, 2012. San Francisco charted at number 11 on the alternative music chart and reached number 3 on the AAA charts. The song was also the 2012 theme for the San Francisco Giants World Series winning run. The band also performed the song on Jimmy Kimmel Live on February 21, 2013, and on Conan on May 24, 2013. Spencer Trent was replaced on drums by Andy Warren. Trent became the band's percussionist and second keyboard player, eventually gravitating to guitar. In mid-October the San Francisco Giants began playing the song San Francisco during their games and using it in some of their team videos. The Giants went on to make the song a part of their theme as they took the 2012 World Series in a 4-0 sweep against the Detroit Tigers. The band performed San Francisco on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno on November 17. They contributed music for various indie movies, TV and video games including recording a version of San Francisco and Simlish for The Sims. 2013-2014, Waiting for the Dawn the Mowglis co-headlined a U.S. tour with Family of the Year, stopping at SXSW 2013 along the way. On April 27, 2013 San Francisco hit number 1 on the Sirius Alt 18 countdown and shortly afterwards held the number 1 spot on Alt Nation for 2 weeks running. It also reached high playlist positions on numerous local radio stations including those in Denver, Kansas City, Seattle, Albany, Rochester, Nashville, Austin, Madison, Milwaukee and Indianapolis. The song peaked at number 11 on the alternative radio charts and number 4 on the AAA charts, where it was number 9 overall for the year. The video for San Francisco was directed by Justin Baldini. They performed San Francisco Live on February 21 at Jimmy Kimmel Live and on Conan on May 23. The band toured the country 3 more times during 2013, playing at Bonnaroo, Lollapalooza, Bunbury Festival, Summerfest, Center of the Universe, Hangout Festival, Bumbershoot, Loofest, Cultivate Chicago, Taste of Chicago Festival, Music Midtown Atlanta and Austin City Limits. During the second weekend of ACL, the festival was cancelled due to rain, and the band performed an impromptu free show at the Austin Front Steps homeless shelter, generating the most single-day donations that the shelter had seen. The full-length debut for Photo Finish, Waiting for the Dawn, was released June 18, 2013. The album contains songs from Love's Not Dead, several other tracks from Sound the Drum and 4 newly recorded tracks. At the 11th hour, the band returned to the studio to re-record several songs for the record. The LP debuted at number 31 on Top Rock Albums, and number 109 on the Billboard 200, selling 4,000 copies in its debut week. The band debuted the second single The Great Divide on Leno Again on June 20, 2013. On July 9, 2013, the Mowglis were inducted into the Ride of Fame. A double-decker tour bus now roams the streets of New York City with them immortalized on it. They embarked on a support tour with Walk the Moon in October, transitioning into a headline tour of the country with support from American authors, Royal Teeth, The Rocked Boys, Ex-Ambassadors, Blondfire, Kopecki Family Band, Hunter Hunted. The band recorded a new song Your Friend for the Relativity movie Earth to Echo. The song Say It, Just Say It was used in a trailer and as the end titles for the Adam Sandler movie Blended. A video for Say It, Just Say It, which featured Bill Nye as the DJ, was shot but never finished or released. In February, Michael Vinch announced that he had left the band as of the beginning of 2014 to pursue solo endeavors. Spencer Trent moved to guitar and vocals. The band began a nationwide headlining tour in March 2014, beginning with a San Francisco show and another stint at SXSW. Over the summer they began recording for their second photo finish record with producer Tony Hoffer. In addition to appearing at Wakarusa, Firefly, Riverfest and Osheaga, the band also headlined 2 sold-out shows at the Troubadour in Los Angeles in July and performed the national anthem at AT&T Park in San Francisco before a SF Giants Diamondbacks game. In August they supported Manchester Orchestra on a brief tour. Finishing up recording for the new LP, the band embarked on a 7-week Honda Civic nationwide tour with American authors, Echo Smith and Ohunny. 2014-2015, Kids in Love . Returning to LA, the band recorded an additional couple of songs with Hoffer, as well as working with former collaborators Captain Cuts and Matt Radosevic. During a visit to Kansas City's 96.5 The Buzz, Dieden announced that the new LP would be titled Kids in Love and played the first song Through the Dark on air. The song was subsequently added to rotation on The Buzz, Sirius XM's Alt Nation and a handful of other stations. Through the Dark was the first single released off of Kids in Love. After airing on the radio and a select few social media outlets, the song was officially released on iTunes on December 15, 2014. The Mowglis released another single off Kids in Love titled I'm Good on February 3, 2015. The single made it onto the Sirius XM Top Alt 18 list. Filming for the I'm Good music video took place near Joshua Tree National Park in the California desert. The entire Kids in Love album was released on iTunes on April 14, 2015, midway through the band's U.S. headline tour of the same name, which featured support acts Hippocampus and Night Riots. The Mowglis performed at several festivals during the early summer, including Summerfest, and in July announced a co-headline for U.S. tour with Canadian artist Lights, as well as summer festival dates in Chicago, Washington, D.C. and Norfolk, Virginia. Discography =albums == extended plays == References. External links: official website, The Mowglis at AllMusic.